Guys, we are on the way to get a new bike. I'm excited. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
So today we're picking up a new bike. I am just over the moon. I have the opportunity to pick up a bike that's very dear to my heart, as well as very close to the viewers and subscribers of this channel. It's what started the channel, and I have the opportunity to go get it. Now, the bike is not for me. I'm actually buying the bike for my dad, so this is gonna be like a super special moment, and I just wanna take a second to kind of give you guys a backstory. So, me and my dad have always been close, you know, super close, like best friends, but about 5-6 years ago, we had a falling out, I'll say, and we kind of grew apart and didn't talk to each other. But previously, about last year, when I bought my house, you know, we rekindled the fire and reconnected, if you would, and basically put that BS beside us and worked things out. So of course, my dad and I are back to being best friends and as close as we once were. And one common interest my dad and I have always shared is motorcycles. We love sport bikes. You know, he's never been into the racing thing. I'm sure he would love it, but you know, just we share the love for motorcycles. And my dad wasn't around when I started this channel and got to see the progression of me becoming a racer and building these race bikes and seeing a lot of the cool bikes that I've owned. Unfortunately, he wasn't around for that. So now he is, and he tells me all the time, you know, Bub, don't judge me. He calls me Bub, but he said, Bub, I've watched all your videos. I've loved seeing the man and the racer that you've become, and I'm absolutely in love with the bikes that I've seen you own and build. So he told me his favorite build that I've ever done and the favorite bike that I've ever owned, and he said if I could ever have a version of that bike, I would absolutely die. It's his dream bike. So we are actually on the road and on the way to pick up his dream bike. Now, I'm about 10 minutes out. I don't know how this guy feels about, you know, filming and making a deal and things like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up the bike right now. I know you guys are gonna spit bricks when you see it and be as excited as I am. So let's go ahead and get back to the shop, and I'll go ahead and show you what we got. Check this out. All right, we're back at the shop. The bike is sitting right behind me. If you guys can't tell, I'm like over the moon excited to surprise my dad. The best thing is we had to go on a little tangent, if you would, and basically tell him a story for him to come and check out the new bike that we got for the shop. And basically I went with this elaborate BS lie on we just bought a 2018 Harley Street Bob. No offense to the Harley riders. We love all bikes, but that's not my dad's cup of tea. But I was like, we just got a 2018 Harley Street Bob. It's got 11,000 miles. I sent him these pictures off of Facebook Marketplace and found one off the internet to make it seem like it was, you know, sitting here in my driveway. And he totally took the bait. So he thinks that we've got this Harley here for the shop, and basically he gets to ride anything that I buy and sell and trade and all that stuff. He gets to ride a bunch of cool bikes. So he thinks the flavor of the week or the flavor of the month is going to be this really dope Harley. He's not excited. He might say he is, but he's not excited. He knows it's worth a decent amount of money, but he's not excited that it's a Harley Street Bob at all and can't wait until we get another sport bike. So without further ado, this is what we bought him. A 2017 Aprilia Tuono factory. This is his absolute dream bike. He loved my RSV4. Unfortunately, you know, like I told you guys, the history that we have, he never got to see that bike or ride it in person, but he was like, man, I'm older. He's like 65 years old. So he's like, if I could ever have a Tuono, which if you know anything, this is literally an RSV4 with an 1100cc engine and this half fairing. You know what I mean? So like you get a stonking bike that handles powerful, crazy as can be. But in my opinion, it's more of a hooligan bike because it has no weight up front and no aerodynamics. So this thing is loaded. I got a steal of a deal on it. It's already got the Akrapovic slip-on, which decats it when you get rid of the stock muffler. It has an open flash tablet stage 2 tune on it. It has the stage 3 Garbo airbox kit. Everything's been done by the book from the gentleman that I bought it from, and he has a lot of money into it. We're gonna go over it more when Pops gets here, but I mean, just a little taste. It's got an RCS 19 Corsa Corda on it. It's got a bunch of little stuff done to it, an RSV tail light. Now, I don't know how Pops is going to feel about the stickers and little stuff like that. I like it. It's kind of racy, but it's got the crash protection. It's got literally everything you would want on a Tuono. The bar end mirrors. I mean, it even has the setup for the RAM mount and to plug your phone in. Everything nicely done. This bike was meticulously maintained. It does have 19,000 miles on it, but I have a full service book as well as owner manual, spare parts, all this stuff that came with it. The guy threw in the pit bull stands. He absolutely loved the story and was like, dude, I want to help your dad get his dream bike and be a part of this any way I can. So he literally gave me a steal of a deal. You know, I would definitely love to shout him out. John, if you're watching this, you and your wife are amazing people, and I absolutely am just super thankful that you guys made this happen for my dad. And my dad's going to be here in a couple hours, so I'm literally going to run to the DMV right now and get this thing registered, titled, everything ready to go in our name. And then when he gets here, he's going to be thinking he's going to take out this dope Street Bob, but instead it's going to be his dream bike. So you know how it is. We haven't had one of these cold start V4s in a long time on the channel. I'm gonna hit the road. I'll check back in with you guys when we're back here at the shop and he's pulling up. Just made it in time from the DMV. Bike's all registered. It's legal, ready to go. And my dad called me. He was basically, you know, hey, we're on the way. So he's gonna be here in like an hour. They're on their way. And he is hook, line, and sinker on the fact that it's a Harley. I've even said like some Easter eggs like, you know, this thing's so light and this 107 big V-twin, it almost feels like an RSV4 or a Tuono. So there's little Easter eggs I'm giving them. And for the record, a Harley Street Bob, even a 114, nowhere near the muscle and power of a Tuono. Like, come on. I just rode it with the electronics off and it is a wheelie machine through fourth gear. He is going to be ecstatic. So they are on their way in an hour. I told him, I think my mother-in-law, Nina, his wife, is going to love the fact that there's a passenger seat and stuff like that. She may be a little mad at me because it is not a 2-up bike. It's really for my dad. So she may be a little upset with me, but he is going to be ecstatic. I told him, I was like, man, I'm going to film. I want to see Nina's reaction of this beautiful, clean Harley. She loves Harleys. So I think she's really taken the bait and he thinks it's all for her, really. And when he gets here, I'm going to go ahead and set up. I have my garage and the door locked. So as soon as he gets here, I'm going to go ahead and get the camera ready. And then I'm going to open up the garage and we're going to see his actual reaction.
What a dick. You fucking dicked me.
Surprise.
You straight up fucking hoodwinked me.
Surprise.
Flim flam. Bamboozled. I was looking forward to seeing the Harley, to be honest with you, mother.
This is a kid show.
That's the Aprilia.
I was gonna be like,
I'm sorry, it's a Harley. Really? I was most worried that you were gonna be like
No, I was
excited
gonna
for the
mess
rear
with
seat and then be like,
those are the kind of bikes I've always ridden on.
right.
She was gonna play it dry and go, really, you bought a fucking Harley?
Yeah, I was gonna
She was gonna
totally-
really torment him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wow.
How are you?
Wow.
You think I'm gonna ride on it with you?
You're not.
You can't.
Thank
Yeah, it
God.
doesn't
I mean,
have
you
the
can't.
back seat.
Well, it kind of does. But
No, it's not a super bike.
hey,
No.
congratulations.
Dude, don't even tease me with that.
This is your bike.
Listen, you and Giselle are gonna have to learn to get along.
I want you to know this is your bike.
You like?
Nope.
Well, because it's not something that you're gonna enjoy much.
Are you tearing up?
Something tells me I don't
Yes,
really
he
think
is.
it's. I don't-
He's tearing up.
No, it's badass.
This
It's
dude,
badass.
you've wanted one forever,
That's been the bike.
and this is a ridiculous deal. So, congratulations. All right, I took Dad out for his first rip. Took him to a little Isle of Man local track. No, it's the only turns that we have here in Florida. But I forgot the GoPros, so I can't get some nice action shots of us. But there's a few nice turns over here, so I wanted to get some shots of him on the bike taking some turns. Check this out. He's so happy, guys. He doesn't want to get off the bike.
Now that was me on our bike. Bubba races. This is him on the Aprilia. And you can tell he's got some track seat time.